What's going on, guys? Smarty here, bringing you the pilot episode of Smarty's Untitled review show. So back when I took that week-long break to not stress the hell out, I had this thought. You see, and this thought was a thought of wonderful proportions. It was a thought that led to consistent reviews on a weekly basis. Review all the things, I said. Well, not all the things, just the things that I'm playing as of late. Things that, well, I feel like talking about, new releases, demos, betas, something of that nature. But this is more of a relaxed, half-vlog, half-sort of review thing that I'm trying to experiment with and test the waters. So there's not really a script to it, there's more or less just an outline of things. By the way, I noticed that the thing looks like a curvy woman. An outline basically detailing my feelings on said game. Hence why the name of this series is Smarty's Untitled Review Show. It could be about anything I want it to be about. So with that said, The Last of Us. So yeah, this game kinda hits you directly in the feels. Hard. And when I say directly in the feels, I mean like, I don't think you guys get it. Like, I have to basically have an animation of myself the moment I hit the 10-minute mark. He's very sad. The Last of Us is a survival horror game where you play as a guy named Joel, who lost his daughter at the beginning of this whole zombie apocalyptic scenario. Cut to the present time around the year 2033, I think it's like 20 years later or so. You're on this mission to basically escort this girl named Ellie, who's about 14, 15, to a resistance group known as the Fireflies. And everything goes sour from there, and then from that point on, it's just you and her. That's pretty much what it is. So whilst on your journey, you're pitted against two types of enemies, really. You're mainly pitted against zombies who are infected by said cordyceps, like runners or clickers, and you're pitted against also bandits or cannibals, which are like the opposing human types. But what I like about this game is the fact that the realism in it is so rich that it's like Nutella spread on toast. Delicious. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but if I did before, I probably cut it out and brought it in to this part. The infection that caused this zombie apocalypse scenario is actually more or less a fungus called, it's based around something called cordyceps, and it is an infection that, where if the fungus infects a insect or something of that nature, it basically zombifies the host and navigates it to the most optimal point of spread. So, like, it does this to spiders, ants, just so it can spread the cordyceps fungus even further on. And what I like about it is the fact that they took this and said, what if it was actually possible for a human to be infected by it? And patient 0 went to the most optimal point and spread it. Meaning he bit someone, causing that, or it was an airborne thing. Something of that nature. It really gets to me when they do realism in the zombie scenario, because while the zombies scenario, the zombie genre, has been oversaturated and overdone for many a time, it's quite nice to see a new take on it. And like I said before, this is an insect-based fungi, so the thing is, what it would look like if a human was infected with cordyceps would be fucking frightening, because this is what a bug looks like when it's infected. Yeah, you ain't sleeping tonight, boy. But in all truth be told, it does add this real-world scenario where it could be airborne and this could happen at any time. It would actually be quite terrifying to experience something like this. As for the gameplay, it's very reminiscent of games like Uncharted. If you're a big fan of those games, I would say these are gonna really hit home for you. What it does different is really two things. One, it adds a crafting system where you could build weapons and first aid kits, medical supplies of that nature. And two, it has a heavy reliance on melee. Another thing I like about this game is that ammunition and supplies are actually really, really low. Like, while it plays a lot like Uncharted, there is a limited amount of supplies in the game, and you have to save your ammunition and save your health kits. Ammunition and medkits are pretty much scarce, and you need to either craft things to make them, or you have to find them. So, people like me, who like to go in games like Uncharted guns blazing, save your ammunition. I learned that the hard way. Save them, save them, save them. Otherwise, just use your fisticuffs and see if you can make it out alive. You won't. Major point I want to talk about also, the graphics in this game are fucking amazing. Like, this is probably one of the best games I have seen on the PS3. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. This is probably one of the best games I have seen on this generation of consoles. Well, until the inevitable release of Beyond Two Souls. Until then, this is the best game so far. And I must say, the cutscenes in this are absolutely fantastic. Like, I spent a couple of minutes after the opening cutscene just going, this is a video game? Oh my god, this is actually a video game. Look how real, oh my god! Other than that, I have to say that the sound design is also very good. With Gustavo Santaolla's powerful score, it really gives you this sense of loneliness that you could barely even find in a video game other than this. That sense of loneliness also hits you really hard, like a subtle freight train. And with that, Gustavo Santaolla, I commend you. You are Argentinian genius. Also, he did the music for Brokeback Mountain, so this is not a surprise. Overall, I'd say that The Last of Us is a game that I think you should have in your PS3 collection. Even if you believe that the zombie genre itself is oversaturated and done for, heed my words. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a must. With its amazing graphics, its very compelling story, its awesome sound design, and its familiar to Uncharted gameplay with its own little twist of survival, I would honestly say that this game you should have in your collection before the PS4 comes out. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review of The Last of Us, and I hope you enjoyed this pilot episode of Smarty's Untitled review show. If you did in fact like it, please let me know in the comment box, like the video, favorite the video, do all that jazz, you know what to do. Is there anything I could have fixed? Please let me know with some constructive criticism. And if you did hate it,
there's a special place in hell for people like you.